I'm walking into Dallas's newest card room, Poker Palace, with $25,000 in cold hard cash. The mission? Survive a 100-200 bloodbath against the most dangerous poker players in the world, Rampage and Jungleman. There's no warm-up and zero safety net. I'm rolling with Rampage, but the second we pass through those big glass doors, the alliance ends. We're in for an absolute roller coaster session where one wrong move is a 5-figure mistake, and I'm jumping into the deep end immediately. The first hand comes to us in the form of a 4-way pot. Pasta opens it up to $200, and 3 of us put in the call. The flop comes Jack 9-4 Rainbow, and I have the open-ended straight draw. Sean with the cowboy hat, I played with him before at table 1 at the Aria. He fires out now for $400, and Paulie G, the organizer of this Stacks stream, puts in the call. I think Paulie G is pretty capped here. I don't think he's doing this with pocket 4s or even pocket 9s. So let's go for a raise here with our open-ended straight draw. Try to get Sean to fold, and then hopefully Paulie G will follow. Well, step 1 is complete. We get the first player to fold, but Paul puts in the call. Off the turn we go, which comes the 3 of spades, and he checks it over to me. If I'm gonna be check raising the flop and bricking on the turn, I have to continue, and a little bit of table talk ensues.
In honor of the great British rapper.
Does that mean you're being a savage right now, or 21?
We're gonna see if you have an invite to this baseball game after this hand or not.
Oh, shit. Alright. You're threatening me.
I fire out for $2,100 in honor of 21 Savage, and Paulie G is not amused. He puts in the call once again, and the river pairs the board, coming the 4 of diamonds, and once again he checks it over to me. Well, there's $8,400 in the middle. He has around $7,500 in his stack. I obviously have him covered with my massive $20,000 stack, you guys. I came to play today, and of course, I'm gonna have to put it all on the table here, and I go for a very strong Cinco de Mayo bet, $5,500. And we get snap called. Obviously, my heart is in my stomach. I thought because that was essentially his entire stack, he would think about it for a little bit longer, but no, with just one pair, Queen Jack offsuit, Paul is taking this one down. I'm down $10,000. I had high hopes coming into this stream. I was really excited to battle with Jungle and Rampage, and now Paul has just squashed my hopes and dreams straight out of the gate, but it's time to get back into the action here with pocket 6s from the small blind. And when Paulie G opens it up from the button to $400, he's my enemy so far in this session, and yeah, I got a pocket pair. He's gonna be opening it up light from the dealer button, so I decided to put in the call. Unfortunately, we get squeezed by Pasta, who now makes it $2,000 to go, but when Paul puts in the call, I'm going absolutely nowhere. This is a great spot to flop a set and win a massive pot with over $6,000 in the pot already. But unfortunately, the flop comes Queen 8 Deuce. Well, I put in the money pre-flop in order to flop a set, but now I'm just left with one pair. But surprisingly, the action checks through. No one wants to take a stab, and the turn comes the 9 of hearts. I debate going for a bet here, trying to get some better hands to fold, like pocket 7s. Maybe pocket 10s could consider folding here, but more than likely they have some ace king, king jack, king 10, other random ace high type of hands. So I decided to start with a check. Pasta now goes for a $4,000 bet. I could get sticky here and try to look him up, but at the end of the day, I decided to fold my cards. It's just likely he has a better hand. He could even be value betting a hand like pocket jacks. I decided to check on the flop, so I let it go, and unfortunately, we had the best hand. He just had king high. Luckily for us, we flopped the nut flush draw with a blocker to the straight flush in this single board PLO hand. There's $3,200 in the middle, and we're gonna take it down, and hopefully this is the start of a nice upswing. We definitely need it. I only have $14,000 in my stack. Remember, you guys, I bought in for $25,000 and I sold absolutely no action. But with King Queen of Diamonds now from the cutoff and a Paulie G raised in front of me, of course, we're gonna 3-bet him to $1,200. I want him to put more money in the middle. Well, Sean's gonna put in the call, Rampage is gonna put in the call, and just like that, we're playing a $5,000 pot. This is how we get unstuck right here. Got like 5K in there. Jerry's dealing. Feeling good. And luckily enough for us, we flopped top pair and a king 9-3 2 hearts board. I tried this once. Let's try it again. for the great British rapper. Pretty connected here, so when the action's on me, I'm gonna go for another $2,100 bet around half the size of the pot. Action's on Sean in the small blind, and now he raises to $6,100. At this point, I'm thinking, does he have a flush draw? Does he have a queen jack, jack 10 type of gut shot hand? With king queen of diamonds here and stuck a bunch of money, I really can't be folding this hand. I decide to put in the call here. The turn comes the deuce of diamonds. That's a brick. There's $17,000 in the middle, and I only have $6,000 in my stack. He puts me all in. I snap call, and when the cards hit their backs, we see we're up against a combo draw. He has a pair of nines with the flush draw to go along with it. I'm a 2/3 favorite here. He's only gonna hit this 3 out of every 10 times. And when the 6 of diamonds comes on the river, this $30,000 pot is coming my way. He didn't hit it. And this is exactly what we needed to get going in the right direction. This one is massive. High stakes poker takes no prisoners. We were down massive money early on, and now we're in the positive, you guys. Sometimes when your session isn't going the way you want it to go, don't leave the table. As long as you're in a good headspace and you have the right opponents at the table to battle with, well, things can turn on a dime. And speaking of which, we are in another hand here with ace king offsuit from the small blind. Rampage opens it up to $300. And there's a smile on my face because I know I'm gonna be 3-betting my good buddy here to $1,200. We could potentially play a $60,000 pot here, but unfortunately that is not the flop I was hoping to see. 6-5 deuce with 2 clubs, and I'm gonna start with a check. Ethan bets out for $800, and I could be folding here, but with the king of clubs in my hand, I decide to float him. And good news for us, we bank the ace of clubs on the turn. That is just the dream card. Now we have top pair, we have the nut flush draw to go along with it, and Ethan is blasting. And if you guys watch any of his videos, you know when he starts blasting, he is definitely not gonna stop. And this time on the turn, he fires out for $2,500. I debate going for a raise here, but just in case he already made a flush or a straight or a set, I decide just to call here, hoping to spike the coveted club on the river, but it's not. It's the 7 of hearts. Let's think for a second, what does this improve him to? The only hand that improves that I can put him on here is maybe like 8-9 of diamonds. When I check it over to him and he doesn't snap check back, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. There's $9,300 in the middle, and now Ethan fires out for a pot size bet, $9,000. You guys know Rampage from his videos, but I also know him when we're not filming and playing cards. I usually have the better of him in big pots, as seen on the No Gamble, No Future, where I won, at the time, the biggest pot of my life when I had a boat and he bluffed into me. But sometimes he just likes to go for it against me. I don't know what it is. Maybe he thinks I'm scared money, but usually when I'm looking back and reviewing hands against Ethan, he hardly ever has it, and he likes to put a lot of pressure, so that's definitely going through my mind here. There's a lot of hands that beat me, but having the king of clubs is important because I'm blocking him from having the nut flush. Still, there's a lot of sets, 2 pairs, and of course the flop straight. At the end of the day, it's Ethan, and for the reasons I mentioned, I decided to put in the call here.
I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 card straight.
Oh no.
The 3-4 of spades. He just flops the straight. How good does he run? And just like that, we are stuck $8,000 on the session. I was up $5,000. Now I'm down $8,000. Here I am again in the red. But just when I'm feeling a little bit down for paying off Ethan in that spot that I could have found a fold if not for all of our history, we get into a very interesting spot here where Jungleman opens it up to $100 and Pauly G 3-bets to $400. I decided to put in a cheeky 4-bet, as the British would say, and I'm just taking advantage of Pauly, who I think is 3-betting light in the spot and trying to play some hands. Well, the action's on JD, and JD and I also have a lot of history. We play on a live stream here in Dallas, and I get him to fold some big hands. We have a lot of fun spots that we've played in the past, and now he puts in the 5-bet. And although 5-bets are really strong, I mean, we've played a lot of hands together, and he definitely could be capable of doing this light, knowing that I am someone who can make some big folds. 8-7 of diamonds is not a hand you should really be calling 5-bets with, let alone against a good player like JD, but I decided to put it in here. It's only another $1,600, and the pot has ballooned up to $6,000. And look at that, you guys. Poker gods have heard my prayer and answered it with a 4, 5, 6 board. Bang! We flopped the nuts against a 5-bet from JD. And to top it all off, we are in position. 6,000 in the middle. Somehow he finds a check. And now what do I do here? I decide to fire out for $1,000, just trying to lure him in. He rips it all in and I snap call. He has pocket jacks and the run out comes clean for me. There's no way he's winning that one. And yeah, we were stuck, we were up, we were stuck from Rampage, and now just like that, we've crawled all the way almost back to even, courtesy of JD and his pocket jacks. And then we get rewarded with Pocket Kings, the Cowboys in Texas. And look at that, none other than the cowboy himself, Sean, 3-bets us to $1,200. We're obviously gonna put in the 4-bet, and when he calls, the flop comes ace, king, queen, bang! We flop a set. I go for a 2K bet, and unfortunately that hand ended a bit earlier than I wanted to, but don't worry, this next one versus Rampage himself is about to go the distance. I decided to get tricky here with ace, king of hearts and call from the cutoff, and yeah, we are gonna get 3-bet from Rampage to $550. A few calls in between, actions back over to me, and I 4-bet to $800.
What the fuck's going on? It's a limit game broke down.
We get another player stuck in the mix. This is called the Rampage and Wolfgang Vortex, where we just go back and forth, min-raising each other.
Yeah, I agree. This is stupid.
Oh, because your stack is finally at risk?
No, this is just dumb.
It's all legal. It's legal.
Brother, what kind of pot odds? How are you going to fold for what, 500 more?
Until everyone folds, and then we just fucking go at each other on the flop, turn, and river. After a 6-bet and a 7-bet, we end up losing all of the other opponents, and just like that, we're playing a $6,500 pot, and of course it comes ace high for your boy here from the cutoff. Rampage checks to me, I go for a C-bet, and he calls. The turn comes to 10 of hearts, the action goes check, check, the river 3 of spades peels off, Ethan fires out for $500, and I raise him up to $1,100, and he calls me with pocket 5s, and we're taking out a $10,000 pot. We've done this funny joke at 1-2, and now we've done it at the biggest stakes, 50-50, 200 here in Dallas, Texas. And I'm glad I'm just at the receiving end of this. I'm up to $32,000 in my stack, back in the green, and I got my goals set now on a massive win. All right, pocket aces. Paulie G opens it up to 400, and let's trap him and try to get some of my money back from him that he stole from me earlier. I put in the call for $400, and Sean puts in the call as well. Unfortunately for us, we don't get the chance to spring the trap. We're going multi-way to a flop here, and it comes king 7-4 with 2 clubs. There's some sets and 2 pairs available. Additionally, there's the flush draw out there, but having the ace of clubs is very important. So when Sean bets out for $1,000, I decide to go for a raise to $2,700, and he puts in the call. The turn comes to 7 of hearts, and I fire out for $3,000, and he calls once again. The river's a brick, and now I'm gonna go for a nice size bet of $9,000, putting him in a tough spot. Let's see what he has. Jack King off. How is he ever gonna fold here when the clubs brick off? And I just called the $400 pre-flop. I'm never doing that with ace king or king queen, but somehow he finds the fold. He gives me respect, and I'm taking down nearly $7,000 worth of profit. I went from being stuck 10 grand in the very first hand to now, just a few hours later, I'm up over 10 grand. And in this next hand, we're gonna battle with one of the legends of the game, Jungle Man himself. Remember back at my $700,000 tournament win at Triton Jeju, I ended up meeting Jungle Man and got a really cool interview with him for my 100-hour challenge that I was doing at the fort. Let's try to get cheeky here with 7 deuce offsuit. I put in a 3-bet, and Jungle Man is gonna 4-bet me with pocket aces, which essentially ends the hand right here. Unfortunately, Jungle Man just woke up with the best hand in the game, pocket aces, and this is not the hand that we are gonna be battling with, but in this next one, we are, because I have pocket 9s, and when Jungle 3-bets to $2,000, we are obviously gonna see a flop with this one. Luckily for us, we're gonna be in position as well, but the board comes ace high, which we don't like to see.
Hey, you might get me to bend, Jungle, but I'm not going to break. I'm not scared of you just because you're Some super genius.
Ace 5 deuce rainbow. Jungle goes for a $1,400 bet, and I still think he's going to have a lot of king queen, king jack suited. He also going to have pocket 8s, pocket 7s, pocket 6s, so I can't be folding just yet. I put in the call, and a $7,700 pot ensues, and now he checks the turn. I mean, he's a great player, like I said. I'll give the dude his roses. I mean, he's one of the smartest guys in the game, and he's very capable of checking here with a better hand. I'm not going to take the bait. I check behind, and the river comes the 7 of hearts. But when I check behind on the turn, this allows him to go for a bet on the river. That's going to put me in a gross spot, because who knows if he has an ace or if he has a bluff here. This is kind of a 50-50 spot for me. He bet 5 grand. There's $13,000 in the middle, and I'm counting out some chips. I really want to make the call and look up jungle here and just turn over the 9s like a boss. But I decide to relinquish my hand, which puts my chip stack back around $30,000, and I pick up pocket 4s. There's a raise to $400 from Rampage. Paul puts in the call, I call, and Pasta does as well. Look at that flop. We got the sauce. Ace 5 4, bang, we flop bottom set. Action checks over to Ethan, who can't help himself. He's wearing one of those limited edition good for poker t-shirts, because he's one of my best friends and he's damn good for poker. He bets out for $600. Paul puts in the call. I can't believe my good luck here. I'm just super excited to put in a raise. I make it $2,600 to go, and just Paul calls. The turn comes a 7 of clubs, and he checks it over to me. I'm gonna go for a $4,000 bet, and he calls once again. Does he have a flush draw? Does he have a pair plus straight draw? Does he have a better set like pocket 5s? Well, we're gonna find out. The river comes a 10 of clubs that completes the backdoor flush draw. Luckily, it wasn't a diamond. So when Paul checks it over to me, I'm thinking about what to do here. There's $15,000 in the middle, and I'd be very happy to add that to my stack, but I have a good hand. A great hand, one might say. And so I think I'm gonna go for another value bet here and target some 2 pairs and aces. What's the bet size gonna be? When in doubt, Cinco de Mayo it out, $5,500. It didn't work early on versus Paul, but when he snap calls me here, I turn over the 4s, and he had ace jack offsuit, so we get that money back with interest. And after dragging in that pot, I'm up almost $20,000, but I'm still accelerating, and I wanna win more money. Let's push past that $50,000 mark. Well, ace king of hearts is a great hand to do it with. I raise it up to $400. Sean 3-bets me to $2,000. I debate putting in a 4-bet, but aside just a call, and we're gonna see a nice king high board, which comes king queen 7 with 2 spades. Sean fires out for $1,500. I put in the call, and the turn gives me trips, the king of clubs. Sean fires out for 4 grand, and of course I put in the call once again, and the river now gives me a boat. Just in case he has pocket queens, I now have rivered him. $15,000 in the middle, and Sean checks it over to me. I decided to toss out around half the size of the pot, $7,500, and you can see with pocket jacks, he's just left in a gross spot, but forced to fold his hand. And look at that, you guys. I've crossed the $50,000 mark. I was stuck 10 grand early on, but I never gave up. I never lost sight of the goal, and now I'm rewarded with over $25,000 worth of profit. But the session isn't over. As quickly as I've climbed, I can also fall, and that could be evident here when I look down at a6 of clubs from the small blind, and Ethan opens it up to $400. I put in the call, and we're gonna go 4 ways to the flop, which comes jack 7-5, bang, all clubs, you guys. I flop the nut flush draw, and I have a 95% chance to win, and I start with a check. Ethan bets out for $400, just tickling the pot. I'm not gonna announce the strength of my hand just yet. I put in the call, and Sean does as well, but now he picks up 3 of a kind on the turn. I lead out for $1,000, and of course Sean calls, and look at the river. The 5 of diamonds. I don't know what Sean has in the moment, but I know that I don't love that card. The 5 of diamonds now double pairs the board. Any 5 or 7 will have a boat, and I'm forced to check it over to Sean, who pretty quickly fires out for $5,500, and Ethan runs over to me to get a sweat as to the spot that I'm in.
Holy shit, I cannot even believe it.
Wait till you see this one.
He's drinking wine, the whole table is having fun, But look at me, I'm just in such a gross spot. I went from flopping the nuts with a 95% chance to win to runner, double board pairs giving Sean a full house. At the end of the day though, I gotta be disciplined. If I wanna be a good poker player, $5,500 is a lot of money and I can't just call it off. I end up turning over the flush and folding my cards. We ended up booking a $16,550 win, courtesy of Stacks Poker and Pauly G for inviting me out to this epic live stream. There's 2 more videos on your screen right now. Click one of those to keep on watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!